Humanitas. It stands for civilization, human nature, and kindness. And I want to come back to it just in a moment because it's a very important point for the topic as human superpower. I want to take you through the journey how majority of the humanity is living their life on a very much daily basis. When we're waking up in the morning and we stretch our arm to switch off the alarm, and then just maybe, but you're going to check some of the messages? Perhaps you will check your WhatsApp. Maybe we are checking some news updates, social media, just maybe. And then slowly we start to move around the house on a bit of the automated mode because our body is trained how to... Can you hear me? Very good. Yeah, can you hear me? Well, our body is well trained, is what it needs to do, right? We are very well trained in it. The brain is getting occupied by all the things you need to solve during this day, by all the problems you're about to solve, by all the tasks to complete and all the people to meet. Is that all right? Doesn't sound right. Better? Yes. Okay, good. So at that point, some of us, or I would say most of us, might get to that mode. This is a very visible in a busy business industry or in a very busy cities. We just get automated in our daily life living. Now, I would like to link it to the work of a fascinating human being, of the scientist, researcher, and the author, Dr. Joe Dispenza. Now, it's a fact scientifically that our brain is organized as a reflection what you know everything about your life. Meaning, our brain is a record of everything you ever learned intellectually and everything you've ever experienced physically. In other words, our brain is an artifact, meaning our daily actions anchor us into a certain emotion, into the certain feeling, into the same thinking process that has a pattern and repeating the same behavior. Now, because our emotions and the feelings is a product of our past experiences, because that's what emotions are, we behave to think neurologically within the circuit of our brain connected to the past, and we literally can feel the chemical and emotional boundaries of those experiences. This is exactly where we get into the point that where some of us, or I might say most of us, getting trapped into reality of a daily rituals, on a daily scenarios, on a daily repeated situations. Now, where it gets very powerful is an understanding that you and I is the only form of being. We are the only form of being that has a consciousness to self-regulate our biology. We do have the consciousness to self-regulate our biology and our past. We are such a sophisticated biological system where trillions of neurons, trillions of cells are in a constant development, in a constant regeneration, in a constant differentiation. And it's all happening just by itself. We don't need to control it. At the moment, as you are sitting in an adult body, 25 million of cells are renewed within 1 second. And our blood cells, in the count of 100 million in 1 minute. We don't think of it. It is happening to us. And this system is so profound, it's so sophisticated. It's just us. While on the other hand, we have the ability to self-regulate ourselves through our emotions, our feelings, our thoughts, our vision, our beliefs, even the breath. We have the ability to access our inner power of the heart coherence, the coherence of the heart and the brain. Now, why it is very powerful, why is it super powerful to access the heart intelligence and connect the heart and the brain? Because for thousands of years, for maybe 1 million of years, the ancient traditions across the planet, including Mesopotamians, Babylonians, Egyptians, Chinese, Greeks, all of them has shared the same belief. Our heart is a center of wisdom. It's not just the blood pump, it's a center of our wisdom. We're all very familiar with something we call an intuition, where you just know it, and where you avoid the logical path, where you just know it. That's what you're gonna do, and it's a heart power. Well, that's been happening for years of the ancient traditions, but luckily right now, the modern science is very on top of it as well. And I would like to highlight here the Institute of Heart Math, who is doing a research for over 30 years, specifically in the intelligence of our heart, specifically on the connection of the heart and the brain. And there are some fascinating discoveries over there. As an example, our heart is not just the blood pump. Our heart is an information processing center, and it has its own nervous system. We call it heart brain. The heart brain is connected to our head brain, and it communicates to the brain more often than the head to the heart, meaning the heart knows before brain figure it out. It's very powerful. On the other hand, our heart is also generate a biomagnetic field, and that field is very much measurable. It's about 3 feet of your body. We can measure it with a specific equipment, but it's very powerful. That electromagnetic field is imprinted by our emotions, by our feelings. And here, we need to think about those feelings, those qualities that we associate with the heart. We associate with the heart one of the most sophisticated qualities of us as a humanity, because here, on this level, we talk about love, we talk about joy, we talk about compassion, we talk about feeling for each other, we talk about inspiration, we talk about creation and co-creation. It's all power of our heart. This is the center of the wisdom. And all it takes, from the scenario number 1 we looked at, to the heart coherence, is only the knowledge and awareness, the consciousness of using it, and a daily practice. And I want to bring this practice today, right now, so we can try it a bit and feel the chemical changes in our body. Let's just try it and you'll tell me how it works. So I want you just to sit comfortably in your chair, as comfortable as you are. Just relax a little bit, feel very safe, feel very good where you are. And if you feel very comfortable to keep your eyes closed, please feel free. So if not, just be as you are. I want us to create that coherence right here, right now. As you're sitting on your chair, you might even place a hand on the level of your heart so you can feel your heart beat. But I want you to start to be very honest with yourself of how you feel today. Maybe a bit stressed. But if you're not a speaker, you don't feel stressed. For us, there it's a different scenario. Maybe you feel a bit stressed. Maybe there is anxiety. Maybe there is tiredness. Whatever it is, we want to be honest. That's the way I feel. Now I want you to shift your awareness to your brain, and when you get there, in the center of your head, see if it's crowded there, if it's a bit of noise, a lot of thoughts, or maybe it is the opposite. Maybe it's a peaceful and quiet. Once you've got those 2 levels, we can simply align it. That's the moment you might want to close your eyes because you want to tune in into the elevated state. You want to level up your biological system by hacking it and entering the state of gratitude. You want to enter a state where you feel good. For most of us, it really helps to think about something that is really there to you. For some of us, it's our family members. Maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your favorite pet. You start thinking about something you really care. And then you spend a bit of time on it. And you breathe into that body condition. And you reprogram yourself on a chemical level and neurological level. If you kept your eyes closed, I will invite you to open your eyes. And it's very natural that most of us just start to have that gentle smile on the face because we just went through something very good within our mind, connected to our heart. And it's so simple. And there is nothing about it on the surface, but it's so deep if you go into it scientifically. Because what we've just created on an individual level is a heart and brain coherence. The heart and brain coherence is not just our mental state and emotional state, it's our physical health as well. It's our heart rate, it's our immune system, and you name it, it's all about that state. But also, as we've done it together, we elevate to the next level of a social coherence, because within this room, within that 1 minute of the practice, we all felt an elevated emotion of a kind field. And if we connected to the electromagnetic field, we created a collective electromagnetic field with uplifted energy. I love to think about it in a global level. Because if we think of the global coherence, we no longer live in a world where the judgment, where the criticism, where the jealousy, where the separation comes on the primary role. It goes to diminishing level. It's a world where the cooperation, where the compassion, where the joy, love, creation, co-creation, you name it, all the heart qualities come on top. And I call it a human superpower. Because I truly believe that together, establishing the individual coherence, spreading the word to get in a social coherence, we can get to the global coherence. And thank you so much for your time.